What's happening, my friends? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. As usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Trump in the building. The Mighty Rise Podcast, hashtag JBT. Salute. Coach Thomas Morris. What's up, Coach? Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Storian. Today, the history of boxing in Asia. So how's everybody doing this Thursday afternoon? I'll tell you, this time is going so fast, I have to hesitate, making sure I got the right day. Is it Friday yet? No, it's still Thursday. But you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock, it's the Box Storian. And that's me, your friendly neighborhood box Storian, coming to your neighborhood, handing out that boxing history. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. What's up, Tim Layton? Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Storian. Back for another afternoon to talk that boxing, our sport, the greatest sport of them all, you know, because it's man against man, woman against woman. It's not a team sport. That's what makes it so great. Sure, you got your team over there with you in the corner, but when that bell rings, the team gets out of the ring, and it's just you and the other person across the ring, okay? And you get tired, you don't get to have a substitution come in for you. You get your break in between rounds, and when that bell rings, you come back out again. If you can't make it back out there, you lose. That's right, the greatest sport of them all, boxing. Well, I guess the final press conference is today for the big heavyweight undisputed, right? Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, and we're right there on it, Saturday. Woo. Great card overall, too. Mike Mason in the building. What's up, Mike Mason? How are you today? Well, history of boxing in Asia. Just talking about the big undisputed fight we got coming up Saturday. We're right here. Who y'all got? I got Fury. I just don't see how Usyk is going to overcome that weight. I just don't see it. Fury is just too big. I don't know how Usyk is going to overcome that size. And Fury has boxing skills too. I think it'll be a unanimous decision. But the good thing about it, no matter who wins, it's a rematch clause. So they each will be each other's next fight. Let's talk fashion, aka Remo, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, Remo? I'm still having withdrawals from no Let's Talk Fashion yesterday. No evening hangout. Man, I'm still grabbing my phone at like 10 minutes to 8, getting ready to pull up J Hardcore. Then I remember it's not happening. But we got it tomorrow. The Friday night hangout. And of course, we still got The Voice at 4 and the Mighty Rise podcast at 9 o'clock. So, and we might get a Casuals Corner thrown in there somewhere. BN Boxing News might decide to come on. So we still good, but still having withdrawals, man. But Remo told me yesterday we're gonna have a big season finale coming up, so we got that to look forward to. So what is it gonna be, a special 2-hour show for the season finale, Remo? Gonna be a big special 2-hour show for the season finale, Remo. But yeah, then we got another card Saturday too. The Navarrete and oh man, I keep forgetting the guy's name. I can't pronounce it, no way. But I think it's both of those guys' first time at lightweight. So big weekend coming up. And final press conference today and the weigh-in tomorrow. Everything always happens right at my show. And then I see the numbers drop down to like 1 or 2. I say, oh, they went to the press conference. Like the other day when the fighter arrivals came, everybody ran out. But everybody came back. There's Just Do Boxing, The Voice, coming up at 4:00 p.m. I'm going to do my thing for a couple of hours and lead you right up to The Voice's doorstep at 4. Okay? Warm you up for him. Because he's going to be building as usual. But what's up, Just Do Boxing in the building? We got the history of boxing in Asia today. We're going to talk about the history in some of the countries like Japan, China, Philippines, Thailand, Korea. We're going to touch on all of them. Then I got about 15 former boxers that came out of Asia and had great careers. The Monster's not included. I see Trump mentioned the Monster in the comments, but yeah. If I'm still doing this 20 years from now, after the Monster retires, then I'll be doing profiles on him and Bud and Tank, Canelo. But I dedicate my shows to the former guys. But yeah, still got some great ones like Manny, Pancho Villa, the first Asian to win a world championship. He was from the Philippines. Gabriel Flash Elorday, the Fighting Geraldo. That's a great nickname there, isn't it? The Fighting. The boxer nickname Fighting. That is a great nickname. We're going to wait about 10 more minutes for Lonnie Lee and Al Booger and other people to get in here. Jay Hardcore might make an appearance. Yeah, Jay always watches them later on. Give me my like and everything. Like's been looking good. My record is 34. See if we can get 40 today. Then we get 40. We need 400 hits on that bag Jay Hardcore got over there. I guess I'll do it, hit it 20, and Jay will hit it 380. That's 400. We can get 40 likes today, right? Tomorrow morning in the hangout. Jay will hit it 380 times. I'll ride over there and hit it 20. If I get 40 likes, you'll get 400 hits on that Jay Hardcore punching bag he got over there. But how's everybody doing today, this Thursday afternoon? Oh yeah, Canelo, his new mandatory I was talking about yesterday, his name is William Skull, Skull. Anybody ever heard of him? The new WBA mandatory for Canelo. And he's either going to fight him or Berlanga for his next fight, I guarantee you. I bet anybody $1. Probably be Berlanga. Because it's crystal clear. Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could see that Canelo's going to cruise on out to retirement. He's not going to be at any fights, any 50-50 fights or anything like that. He's not going to fight anybody. He's got a chance to be. Well, everybody got a chance, but he's not going to fight anybody who's got any more than a small chance of beating to retirement. And David Morrell and Benavidez gave up. They said, hell with Canelo. They went to 175. I don't blame them. Instead of sitting around waiting for Canelo, let's move on. The man's not going to fight you. Still talking that $200 million nonsense. And I don't have anything against Canelo. Just the way he moves, man, That's the way he moves. And anybody who defends that nonsense is no more than a fanboy. Okay? Because it's not right. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more in the building. What's up, Bruce Gas? Salute. As you can see, we got history of boxing in Asia today. Got a good show for you. And don't forget, tomorrow is the profile is this week, the Big Bear, Charles Sonny Liston. And remember, Ali called him the Big Ugly Bear. I call him the Big Bad Bear, but the man's official nickname was the Big Bear, Charles Sonny Liston. Remember how he died mysteriously? And I told you the other day, George Chuvalo had signed to fight Liston, but nobody knew. Liston had been dead for a week when they signed that fight. Isn't that something? Man, they found out the man had been dead for a week and somebody decided to fight for him. That was crazy. Allegedly ties to the mob. I don't think it was ever proven, but allegedly. A few fighters, you know. We had the Phantom Punch fight with Ali, remember, so Liston Ali too. Ali swung, Liston went down. People sitting right there ringside never saw the punch. Ali standing there telling him to get up, get up. You know, Ali knew he didn't hit him or hit him substantially enough to knock him out. But Liston went down and up. I guess he knew he couldn't beat Ali, so he may as well say, I might as well make some money off of it, you know, make some extra money, take the dive. Mm-hmm. But he went on, fought, had a few more years of fighting after that. But we're going to get into him tomorrow, the Big Bear, Charles Sonny Liston. Don't miss it. It's going to be a good one. I appreciate everybody stopping by this Thursday afternoon. The weather is getting beautiful now. Left out with a hoodie on this morning. Took that thing off right away. Before I even took off. Barely got down the steps. That hoodie was off. Beautiful. It's about time. And we got a beautiful boxing schedule coming up too. AB in about 3 weeks. Anybody got AB over Blair Cobb? I can't wait for the first press conference. That's going to be something. I think AB got a shot. We just got to see, you know, what AB shows up. He needs to win, though. If he loses, think that's it for him or what? Because AB, when is the last time AB has had a fight? Let me see. I can't remember. The lawyer, the attorney, remember? Yeah. Was that last year? I can't remember, but yeah, he fought the attorney. That was AB's last fight. Okay, it was an hour ago, Bruce, and I missed it. I didn't even know. It's in Saudi Arabia, though, so yeah. They're on a different, yeah, normally when they're over here, they usually this time, but yeah, that's right, Bruce Gas. In Saudi Arabia, it was an hour ago. I wonder anybody know what time the fight starts Saturday? Because I know the day of reckoning started at about 2 in the afternoon. So I guess this card is going to be that same thing. And I know the Bivol and Better Be Arab card, what is that, June 1st? Whenever it is, they moved Wilder and Zhang to the main event because, you know, Bivol is fighting some guy from Libya now. Definitely not a main event fight, so they moved him down the card. He's not even the co-main anymore, I don't think. They made Wilder and Zhang the main event now, so that was a good move, yeah. Still having the card, and yeah. Oh, the Broner, they had a press conference for that today, Bruce? Wow, not know that. Broner and Cobb in Florida. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to watch that one. Yeah. You think Broner got a shot, Bruce? You picking Broner or Blair? Let's say welterweight, right? We're gonna start in like 5 more minutes. Give it a few more of the family time to get in here. So don't miss this good show we got. Got a little small slide presentation for you. Yeah. But boxing, yeah, our sport. The greatest sport of them all, you know? One-on-one. Like I said, when your team is over there with you in the corner, but when that bell rings, team goes sit down outside the corner and watch it. It's just you and the other person. That's what makes it so great, you know? You don't get to get somebody come in for you and give you a rest. It's just you and your opponent. The greatest sport of them all, boxing. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. That was a rhyme. That's why we love it and can't get enough of it. Boxing. The greatest sport of them all. Yeah. So, yeah, Don King is 91, right? I think him and Bob Arum is like a few months apart. Don King, I think they're the same age, but Don King is like a few months before Bob. I think Don King might be in August and Bob's birthday is in December or something, but yeah. Looking every bit of 91, huh, Bruce? Him and Bob Arum, both of them still going, though. Still rolling along. They've been doing this for a long time. I think Bob Arum opened Top Rank in 1974, I believe. And I believe Don King had already been around for a few years then. I think Don King was around first, right, Bruce? But I know they both been going. Like in their 50th year, 50-some years of promoting. So these young guys can't put nothing over on the Bob father or Don King. They've been doing it too long. You know, they was back there promoting guys like Ali, Duran, Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard. Not years, decades. Bob Arum and Don King. Both definitely Hall of Famers. And Top Rank is they got a lot of good young stars on that card, the night card, sir, the Navarrete card. The young heavyweight, I can't think of his name, but he's on the card, and one of the brothers, Vargas, one of the Vargas brothers is on there too. I think it's Emiliano Vargas. What's the guy's name? Richard Sanchez or something like that. But yeah, he's on the card. Fighting Brandon Moore. That's going to be a pretty good fight. Excellent card. So yeah, we got a big card of boxing Saturday, and it's Thursday. Right there on it. I've been waiting for this heavyweight undisputed fight. And like I said, the good thing about it is it's a rematch both ways. We're going to start on the history of boxing in Asia today. But everybody this Thursday afternoon, ready for the weekend. It's here. This time it's going by so fast, it's crazy. I remember the other day I was just saying how it's your weekend. It was Monday. Now we're back at another weekend. Just crazy. And remember the JBT meet and greet, July 13th weekend at the Jaron Ennis, Cody Crowley fight. That's going to be nice. We'll have a cookout. Looking forward to it. Feel like we already know each other, you know, because we talk every day, 3 or 4 times a day. Just haven't officially met in person yet, but we will be able to say we really know each other after July 13th. I gotta know this heavyweight's name before I get started. I'm like that. I just gotta know. I'm almost there. What is tomorrow? The 18th? I mean Saturday. Here we go. It's on the other card. Navarrete and Dennis. I think it's Varenchek. I guess I'm pronouncing his name right. Brian Norm. Yeah, Richard Torres and Brandon Moore. Yeah, Richard Torres Jr. He's going to do big things in the heavyweight division. Yeah, Emiliano Vargas. That's his name. Okay. I found out what I wanted to know. So let's get ready to start the show. History of boxing in Asia today. Going to talk about some of the countries over there when boxing started, had progress, and then I got like 15 former fighters that came out of Asia. We're going to talk about their careers, their titles, that type of thing. And it's 2:30. Okay. All right. It's down a notch. Let's see. That's good. Got a little small slide display today. Pictures of the 15 fighters, that's all. Okay. Here we go. The history of boxing in Asia. 2:30 on the dot. Look at that. Now, Asia has produced many great boxing champions who have made significant impacts on the sport of boxing. Now, boxing reached Asia in the early 1900s, okay? And once it was established, it became extremely popular. Now, Asia is the world's largest and most populated continent. So it should come as no surprise that the continent has produced more than its fair share of boxing greats. Now, the Philippines, for instance, Philippines has a boxing culture every bit as deep and rich as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Mexico. Yeah. The Philippines is right up there with those boxing-rich countries. And some of boxing's most iconic and longest-serving world champions have come from Asia. And the region continues to this day to shape the current landscape of the sport. Now, of course, naturally, it's the lighter weight classes where the Asian fighters dominate, okay? Smaller classes where speed, technique reign supreme. And the Asians have dominated those lighter divisions with record-long world title reigns. Okay. Now, Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao is considered one of the greatest fighters in history. Okay. He holds numerous world titles and multiple boxing records. Manny Pacquiao. He's from Asia, came out of the Philippines. He has the record, world champion in 8 weight classes, 8 divisions. What are you doing? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some of the countries over there. I'm still here. Okay. Now, like I said, the first Asian to win a world championship was flyweight Pancho Villa from the Philippines. Okay? Pancho Villa was the first Asian to win a world championship, fought in the flyweight division. And that happened in 1923. Now, also from the Philippines, Flash, Gabriel Flash Alade. He reigned as world junior lightweight champion from 1960 to 1967, 7 years. Okay. Now, a high point of professional boxing in the Philippines came on October 1st, 1975, when in a fight referred to as the Thriller in Manila, Muhammad Ali defeated Joe Frazier in Quezon City. And the Philippines became the center of the boxing universe for the first 10 years of the 21st century, when again Manny Pacquiao set a record. Like I just said, he won world championships in 8 different weight classes. And he was widely considered to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world during that decade, 2001 through 2010. Manny Pacquiao. Now in Korea, Korean boxing began with the founding of the boxing organization. Wait a minute. I'm going to put this in the chat because I'm not even going to attempt that. Give me a minute. This is an organization that founded boxing in the Philippines. I'm not even going to do that to myself. I have no idea what this is. HAK. KW. Fingers won't work right. Give me a minute. ON. It's like 50 letters in it. TU. I bet you nobody in the chat can pronounce this either. Ant probably could have been. Remo might be able to. I can't. Okay, there it is right there. See that? Okay. That Korean boxing began with the founding of that organization right there, that boxing organization. Okay? That's the name of it. And that was in 1912. And Korea was still under Japanese colonial rule at that time. But it was the Korean Young Men's Organization, Christian organization, or YMCA. Not our YMCA. This was called the Korean Young Men's Christian Association. And that was instrumental in developing and promoting boxing as an amateur sport in Korea. Okay? And boxing developed rapidly in Korea. And soon fighters such as So Chong Kwan, Hwang Al-soo, and Yi Kai Hwan began to dominate at national boxing contests in Japan. But then all of a sudden, Korean boxing was banned by the Japanese government in the mid-1930s, because remember at that time, Korea was under Japanese colonial rule. And for some reason, they just all of a sudden banned boxing over there. Okay. And this happened in the mid-1930s. And the Japanese called it an activity inimical to Japanese interest. Okay, because Korea was under their rule at the time, so they banned it. But after World War II, the Japanese was expelled. And then Korean boxing made another appearance. Okay? And despite the Korean War and the division of the peninsula between North and South Korea, boxing started to thrive in Korea. Now, between South and North Korean boxers, they earned 20 Olympic medals during the last half of the 20th century. And South Korea got its first boxing world champion, Kim Kai-soo. He defeated Nino Benvenuti in a WBA junior middleweight title match in 1966. Wow, junior middleweight. You know, when you think of Koreans, you usually think of like flyweight, junior flyweight. But yeah, the first South Korea's first world champion was a junior middleweight in 1966, I believe it was. Yeah, 1966. And since that time, Korea has produced 43 world champions, including Hong Soo Kwon, Jang Chong-gu, and Yu Myung-woo. I just got finished eating some Chinese food too. But yeah, those three was three of the 43 champions that Korea has produced since 1966. Okay, let's talk about Japan. Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Salute Melanin Queen 27. It's the history of boxing in Korea today. But welcome. Always good to see Melanin Queen 27. And this is just like a little brief history of boxing in a few of the countries in Asia where boxing thrives at, okay? Now let's talk about Japan, okay? Talked a little bit about the Philippines and Korea. That's all you, Miss Queen. We're now on Japan. Now, Western boxing arrived in Japan in the 1920s, okay? But it really didn't become popular until the 60s and 70s, when fighters such as Masahiko Fighting Harada, his nickname was Fighting. So that's a good nickname for a boxer, isn't it? Fighting. He came around. That's when boxing became popular in Japan in the 60s and 70s, when fighters like him came around. And boxing is a very popular televised sport in Japan. And it's controlled by a few powerful gyms. And these gyms have close links to the television network, okay? Now, once a fighter has turned professional, the gym for which he fights manages his career. Unless he is traded, he will fight for that gym for the remainder of his career. See, that's something like our other sports, like baseball, football, basketball, hockey. The gyms are like teams, and they can trade boxers back and forth between the gyms, like our professional teams do, okay? And they stay with these gyms, manage these boxers for their career, okay? So they're run just like sports teams over there. I mean, you still get in the ring by yourself, but you're a member of that gym, and they don't own you, but they manage your career. You're under contract to them, okay? Just like you would be like on a basketball team or something. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT in the building. Getting close to that weekend, Lonnie. And welcome to another episode. History of boxing in Asia today. Right now, just a little brief history about some of the countries that's big on boxing over there. We've looked at the Philippines briefly, Korea, and Japan. No. Philippines and Korea. That's been it. And Japan, right? Philippines, Korea, and Japan. So now let's look at Thailand. Yeah, Thailand has some great boxers down in those lower weight classes. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about a few of them shortly. Yes. I hope I can yeah, I'm learning too though, Queen. I'm learning too. Yeah. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Now in Thailand, international style boxing and the traditional martial arts of Thai boxing are both featured and many boxing events. Okay. Now, this future has its roots in the 1930s, when Queensberry boxing first reached Thailand and began influencing the native sport, which is Muay Thai. Okay. And as soon after that, Muay Thai started fighting under time limitation, like boxing does. Now, Muay Thai programs often feature 8 fights, the last of which is the international style boxing. Now, the other fights of the event feature gloved fists, wrestling, or judo moves are not allowed. Okay. And the programs include music, prayers, and amulets worn by the fighters. Now, 2 fighters that were Muay Thai champions and went on to become boxing champions in international style boxing are Kosai Galaxy and Smart Payakaroon. Give me 4 minutes. Yeah, these are some tough names, though. As usual, I'll come to a real tough one. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I lost his name. Yeah, Samart. R-I-T. I'll let you pronounce it. Payakaroon. He's one of the fighters that came from Muay Thai and turned into a boxer. Him and Kosai Galaxy. Kosai Galaxy went on to be a champion. I'm going to talk about him during the profile portion of the show. Okay? And that was Thailand. Now, China. Okay? In China, Western style boxing, as it was known in contradiction to the Chinese martial art of Chung Kwai Chang, was introduced in the late 1920s. And remember, it kept growing until it was banned by Chairman Mao Zedong in 1959 as being too dangerous for athletes. Now, in 1979, Muhammad Ali made his first of 3 visits to China as a goodwill ambassador for boxing, conferring with communist leader Deng, whoever his last name was. Muhammad Ali went over there as an ambassador for boxing, and he referred with this communist leader. Okay, here's his name right here. Starts with an X. How many people can you think of whose last name starts with an X? Yeah. Xiaoping. Now, Muhammad Ali went over there in 1979 and conferred with this guy who was the leader, communist leader of China, as a goodwill ambassador for boxing. Okay? Yeah. And these visits by Ali and overtures by amateur boxing officials led to the resumption of boxing in China in 1986. Okay, so it was banned from 1959 to 1986. What's that? 27 years. Okay. And China actually sent boxers to the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, Australia. And professional fights between fighters from Europe and the United States have been held in China. Okay. And by the early 21st century, professional boxing was allowed for both Chinese men and women. And we got Zhilei Zhang coming up against Wilder, remember? Main event. on the card in Saudi Arabia. You know, when Bivol and Beterbiev got postponed this time, they moved Zhang and Wilder to the main event because Bivol and the guy he's fighting from Libya certainly wasn't the main event. So yeah. So Zhilei Zhang is really the biggest name boxer out of China so far, I would say. Yeah. Now let's look at some of the boxers that came out of Asia, because the Philippines, Japan, Korea, Thailand, China, those are the nations that's really big on boxing over there in Asia. Okay. I got about 15 boxers we're going to look at in profile. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm going to get my slide display together. I got to pull up something. But everybody okay? Ready for the weekend? The big heavyweight, undisputed. Now remember, the lower weight classes are really making noise and really as popular as they've ever been in boxing right now in 2024. But boxing still goes as the heavyweight division goes, and undisputed at heavyweight will really be excellent for boxing, no doubt. And we're gonna have one, not unless it's a draw. But they got a rematch both ways. I know we ain't gonna get 2 draws. Now I was thinking, suppose the 2 fights end up 1-1. We gotta have a trilogy. They can't just leave it like that. And you know the Saudis gonna make sure we get a trilogy. Because the Saudis got that money, and they're gonna throw it at them. Make sure they get back in there for the trilogy if it ends up 1-1. And I really got Fury winning both of them, to tell you the truth. Yeah. I'm picking Fury in both of them. But the good thing is there is an immediate rematch both ways, no matter who wins. We're getting a rematch, which is great. Okay. Now let's look at some of these boxers, some of the top boxers that come out of Asia. I'm getting ready to say China. Some of them are from China, but it's Asia, the entire continent overall. Okay. Oh, I got a slide display too. Okay. Now bear with me on these names, because I'm going to do some butchery. Okay, can't help it. I can't even pronounce American names too good. So these Asian ones. Now the first guy is but I picked all of them that had kind of pronounceable names. Chang Jung-koo. Okay. Chang Jung-koo. That's not too hard there, is it? I'm gonna put it in there too, though. So if I am pronouncing it wrong, you will have the correct pronunciation, because you're gonna get to look at it. Here it is, right here. Chang Jung-koo. Was I right? Anybody? Put it in the chat. Is that right? Chang Jung-koo. That's him on the screen. That sounds right. But that's Chang on the screen there. Now, he was active from 1980 to 1991. Had an 11-year career. Okay? And he fought at light flyweight his entire career. And he had a record of 38 wins, 4 losses, 17 knockouts, 42 fight career. Chang had. Somebody tell me, is that right? Chang Jung-koo. Can't mess that up too bad. Anyway, Chang was known for his indomitable will and fearlessness. Okay? And he was a former world champion. He called himself the Korean Hawk. Okay? Now he's one of the most beloved fighters to come out of South Korea. Yes, out of Korea, South Korea. One of the most beloved fighters to come out of there, out of that country. Okay? He's considered one of the best flyweight champions of all time. Okay, flyweight, 112. I mean, light flyweight, 108. Considered one of the best of all time. Now, in the ring, he was swift and courageous, and he never backed down from a fight, okay? Wanted all the smoke. And he won his first world title in 1983 when he got a technical knockout victory over Panama's Hilario Zapata to capture the WBC light flyweight title. And that was his only title there, WBC light flyweight. Won that in 1983. And he went on to set the record, world record, for the most defenses at light flyweight. It's been broken since then, but he set the record. And he defended his belt successfully 16 times. From when he won it in 1983 to 1988. Okay? Had a 5-year reign. 16 title defense. Now that record was broken by another South Korean, Ma Young-woo, in 2010. So the record stood for 22 years. Wow. And Chang was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And that made him the first Korean boxer to ever be inducted into the International Hall of Fame. And just the 5th Asian overall. Okay? So Chang was the first. Go ahead, I can say his whole name. I think that nobody said it was wrong. Chang Jung-koo was the first Korean boxer to ever be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and just the 5th Asian boxer overall to earn that honor. Okay. Big honor for Chang. All right. Let's move on. Chang Jung-koo, I think that's right. Nobody said it was wrong. Okay, next is, and I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay. Next is Ma-young-woo. Give me a minute, I'm putting it in there for you. There he is. Ma-young-woo. Okay. See, I tried to pick out all easy names. Yeah, but they are still all great boxers from Asia. But great boxers with easy names. Ma-young-woo. There it is. Okay. They must be right because nobody's saying it's wrong. Okay. Is anybody listening? Okay, Ma-young-woo. He was active from 1982 to 1993. He had an 11-year career. Yeah, did. He also fought at light flyweight because remember he broke Chang's record for title defenses. We're gonna talk about it. And he had 39 total professional fights. Only lost one. Won 38 and lost one. 14 by way of knockout. So not a knockout guy. But he only lost one fight. Okay. Now, and he had the WBA light flyweight, whereas Chang had the WBC light flyweight. Had the WBA light flyweight, and he fought at light flyweight his entire career, just like Chang did. Okay, but I don't think they never fought each other. Okay? Both from South Korea. Now, was born in Seoul, South Korea, on January 10th, 1964. He's a 2-time WBA light flyweight champion. And he's also considered to be one of the best boxers to come out of South Korea. Okay. Successfully defended his title 17 times during his first reign. And that's the record for the light flyweight division, surpassing the previous record of 15 defenses set by former WBC light flyweight champion Chang Jung-koo, who I just talked about. Okay, let me see something. It's 16, not 15. because I told you that he held it 16 times. Now I'm going to sit there and tell you that Chang broke his record of 15. It was 16. But Chang broke it. Chang had 17. Okay? And Young is one of only a handful of fighters who have successfully defended their light flyweight title at least 10 times in a single title reign. Okay? Now, here comes one of the hard ones. This guy. But I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, I'm going to put it in there first. Then I'm going to pronounce it for you. Or try to. But it's spelled right. So you get to pronounce it too. S-O, remember that? No, S-A. S-A-H-A. D-R-O-M. There we go. He's from Thailand. I'm going to give it a shot. Virafol Thahapron. Oh, that's supposed to be a... Oh. There it is. Virafol Thahapron. Yeah, I know that's not right, but there it is. You can pronounce it yourself. But that's him on the screen, Virafol. Now, he fought from 1994 to 2010, 16 years. And he fought in the super flyweight division and bantamweight. That's 115 and 118. Okay? Super flyweight and bantamweight. And he finished his career. He had 72 fights. He won 66. He lost 4. And he had 2 draws, 47 knockouts. And that's a lot of fights for that era. Because he got a like a 40s and 50s type record. Because by the 90s and 2000, nobody was fighting those 72 times anymore. Not many people. Manny did, but not many. B-Hop was damn near 100 when he retired. So, yeah, but that's a lot of fights for that era, 72. And 47 knockouts. Now, he held the WBA and WBC bantamweight titles, okay? He never won the title at super flyweight, but he had WBA and WBC at super bantamweight. Okay. Virafol. I think I got his first name right, so I'm gonna call him by his first name. Okay? The Virafol fought for the WBA bantamweight title in only his 5th professional fight, but he was stopped by Nana Yar Karnadu in the 3rd round in 1996. Fought for the title in his 5th professional fight. He lost that one, but he eventually did win it. 3 years later, he won the WBC bantamweight title by knocking out the tough Joichiro Tatsuyoshi of Japan in the 6th round. Now, Virafol went on to make 14 successful defenses, including a 4-fight series with Japan's Toshiaki Nishioka. And of those 4 fights, he won 2 of them, and they had 2 draws. That seems something like the Japanese things are easy if you pronounce. Today is like Yoshihiro Tatsuyoshi. Yoshihiro Tatsuyoshi. Okay. They had where was it? Who were these names? Yeah. He lost my place. Yeah, only his 5th fight he fought for the title. Yeah. He fought Japan's Toshiaki Nishioka 4 times. He had 2 wins and 2 draws against him. I'm going to leave these names alone. Now, age caught up with Virafol in 2005 when he was outscored by Hozumi Hasegawa. And then later that year, he was stopped by Hasegawa in the rematch. And at that point, Verafall's best days were behind him. But he was a two-time champion in his career at bantamweight. Okay? Next is Shinsuke Yamanaka. That one's not that bad. He's from, I told you the Japanese names are easy. Okay, Shinsuke, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that Shinsuke? Off my place. Yeah, that's Shinsuke on the screen. Yeah. Shinsuke Yamanaka from Japan. Now he had a 12-year career from 2006 to 2018. Okay? 2006, 2018. He fought his entire career at bantamweight, 118. And he had a total of 31 fights. He won 27. He lost 2. He had 2 draws. And he had 19 knockouts. Okay? Not too bad. And he did win the WBC bantamweight title. So he was a world champion. Okay? Now, that's him on the right, by the way. Obviously, right? Yeah. He was a tall, rangy southpaw. He won the vacant WBC bantamweight title with an 11th round stoppage win over Mexico's hard-hitting Christian Esquivel. And going into that fight, Esquivel had stopped 9 of his last 10 opponents. Okay? And he went in there and got stopped by Shinsuke. And Shinsuke stopped him. That fight was in November 2011. Okay. And now Esquivel had stopped 9 of his last 10 opponents, and he did put Yamanaki on the mat. But he got up off the mat and got the stoppage. Okay. In the 11th round. And Yamanaka had 12 successful title defenses. And it included 2 wins over world champions, Malcolm Tunasiao, Tomas Rojas, Vic Darkinyan, Sirion Rungvisai, and Salmo Marino, and Liborio Solis. Those were some big names during that period. And it wasn't that long ago. So y'all probably could remember some of those names, you know. Malcolm Tunasiao, Thomas Rojas, Vic Darkinyan, Sirion Rungvisai, and Salmo Marino, and Liborio Solis. The Mexico's Luis Neri. Now I know y'all remember him because he just fought Monster last week. Luis Neri knocked Yamanaka out to end his 6-year reign as champion. In an upset in August 2017, Yamanaka was favored, right? And after Neri stopped him, they had a rematch, and Neri stopped him again. And not too long after, the next year, Yamanaka ended up hanging up the gloves. Okay? But the names from Japan are easy. This next guy's from Japan too. And his name is Yoko Gushikin. I ain't even got to put that in the chat. I know that's right. Yoko Gushikin. And he only had a 7-year career. 19, not only, that's long enough to be climbing up the steps, climbing in that ring. I had a 0-year career. But he fought 1974 to 1981, 7 years. And he fought at light flyweight for all 7 of those years. Okay? And he had a record. He had 24 fights. Only lost 1. 23-1 with 15 knockouts. Not bad. And he did win the WBA light flyweight title. was the world champion. He called himself the Fierce Eagle. Okay, the Fierce Eagle. That was his nickname. And Gushikin was arguably the world's dominant fighter in the light flyweight division from 1976 through 1981 in that 5-year span. And he won the WBA title by knocking out Juan Guzman. Juan Guzman was bad from the Dominican Republic. And he made 12 successful defenses of his championship in that span, in that 5-year run, where it was considered the top man in the division from 76 to 81. 12 successful title defenses. Okay. He was a hard-hitting southpaw, and he had an aggressive style. And Gushikin boxed at a time when fights were still 15 rounds. Okay? Yeah. Late 70s to early 80s. He had 2 wins apiece over top light flyweights. Jaime Rios and Rigoberto Marcano. Yeah. 2 of the top light flyweights of that era. He had 2 wins over. Okay. Junior flyweight, 108. 2 wins over both of them. At one point, Gushikin stopped 7 challengers in a row. That's why they called him the top dog in that division for those years. He had 7 straight stoppages. And then he retired after losing the title to Pedro Flores in March 1981. Now this next guy, I don't know if he's still active or what. But he's 41 years old, I think so. I put him on here. He hasn't fought since like 2021. Y'all heard of him. Donnie Nietes. Okay? I didn't even put the years he was active on. Sorry about that. Okay. Excuse me for 1 minute. I'm going to find out right quick. I got to know. Can't leave it incomplete. Everybody got a big weekend. I know you got the. I know what everybody's one plan is, that big fight Saturday. What am I looking for, Donnie? Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't fought since like 2021, but he hasn't officially retired yet. So I still put him on here, but I'm not sure about it. Donnie. He lost his last fight. I think he got stopped badly in his last fight. Matter of fact, I can't remember when it was. I'll tell you in a minute, though. Donnie Nietes. Now, his career went from 2003, and his last fight was in, I believe it was 2021. Don't prove me wrong. 2022. Okay. And he lost a 12-round unanimous decision to Kazuto Ioka. Okay, Donnie Nietes. Oh, Lord. Donnie Nietes, okay. So 2003 to 2022. So I guess he is retired. Now, he fought at minimum weight, 105, junior flyweight, 108, flyweight 112, and junior bantamweight 115. Went through 4 weight divisions. He had 51 fights. He won 43, lost 2, and he had 6 draws. That's a lot of draws for this era. 23 knockouts. Okay. Okay, let me get back to the chat so I can see what's going on. See what you want in a second. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves today. I'm enjoying bringing it to you. 18 likes. Let's Talk Fashion says, you crazy for even playing with them names, Cass. I'm getting most of them right, Remo. What you talking about? What's his name? Gushikin, I had that right. BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? I put them in the chat to let y'all see the names for yourself. Oh, I got a few of them coming up now. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to put them in there. I can pronounce Manny Pacquiao though. But salute to be in boxing news in the building. Okay. Donnie Nietez, he went through 4 weight classes. Now, he was a world champion in all 4. Okay. These were his world titles. He had the WBO at mini flyweight. He had the WBO at junior fly. Well, mini flyweight is minimum weight, 105. He had the WBO at 108, junior flyweight. He had the IBF at 115 flyweight, and he had the WBO at junior bantamweight. He had the WBO at 105. Okay. WBO at 108. IBF at 112 and WBO at 115. World champion in 4 weight classes between 2007 and 2019. Okay. He is the longest reigning Filipino boxing world champion, when in 2014, he surpassed the record set by Gabriel Flash Alade. He was one of the first 3 Asian fighters with world titles in at least 4 weight classes, alongside fellow Filipinos, Manny Pacquiao and Nonito Donaire. Okay. Now, okay, bear with me for a minute. I lost my page. Donnie Nietez, yeah, that's Donnie Nietez up there. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm ready. Equipment acting up a little bit, but I ain't nothing. I got it. Yeah, that's Donnie Nietez on the screen. Okay, next up is, I think this one of them names. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna put this one in the chat. You're right, Remo. I ain't gonna play around with this one. This is the next guy. That's his picture. Man, and here's his name. Let y'all pronounce it. I'm coming. Y'all gonna see why I ain't try this one. And a couple more. There it is. Okay, this is the next fighter that I'm going to profile. There it is, in the chat. I have no idea where to start at, but he's next. I'm gonna call him Pong, P-O-N-G, Pong. Okay, he's next on the list. Now, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. He's from Thailand, okay? He had a 14-year career from 1994 through 2008. For his entire career at flyweight. And he had 98 fights. That's a lot for that era. He won 91 out of 98 fights, lost 5 and had 2 draws, and 47 knockouts. And he held the WBC flyweight title. That was his only title. Anybody pronounce that name? WBC flyweight title. Say yes, and I'll put the link down there and let you come up and pronounce it. I sure can. He was one of Thailand's greatest boxers. Say he is one of Thailand's greatest boxers, and he's also one of the best flyweights in history. Okay? He turned professional in 1994. And he won the WBC World Championship in March 2001. When he stopped Malcolm Chinesiao in the first round. Okay? First round stoppage to get his title. Now, over a 6-year spell, he successfully defended his title 17 times against 16 different opponents, which remains a flyweight record to this day. 17 title defenses. After losing his title to Daisuke Naito in 2007, and then in the rematch, he couldn't regain it because it was a draw. Naito kept the title in the draw. Then he became a two-time champion in 2010 when he got a points win. Okay. And he defended that title 3 more times successfully. He concluded his career with 4 straight victories before retiring in 2018 with his status as one of Thailand's best fighters ever. Okay. Now, I don't know if this next guy's retired or not, but he haven't fought in a while, so I included him. Nonito Donaire. Al Booger. What's happening, Al Booger? Okay, just finished watching the press conference. Okay. Yeah. They're always doing my show, everything. Press conferences, weigh-ins, fighter arrivals, all that stuff. I was wondering what was going on Monday when everybody left. It was like one person left me. I guess that was probably Mr. Cass. And BN Boxing News told me when everybody came back that the fighter arrivals had just happened. I said, oh, okay. Everything happens during my show, but it's okay. Everybody always come back. But salute Al Booger. Yeah. Nonito Donaire. I don't know if he's retired or not, so I included him today. Okay? Rachel's husband. Rachel was in here one day. In CAD Sports. Came from Jay Hardcore's show one day when he went all the way up to my show and she came over here. I don't know how long she stayed, but she was in here. But Nonito Donaire is next. Now, he started in 2001 and I'll say presently still fighting because he hadn't officially retired. And he fought so far at flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, super bantamweight, and featherweight. I think his last fight was at bantamweight. It was a loss. And since then, the guy that beat him has also lost the belt. He's not retired. Nonito, okay, BN Boxing News. Okay. But I usually don't do active fighters, but he's on here now, so I might as well keep him. Nonito has had 50 fights exactly. He's won 42. Wait, what? He's had more than that. That's not right. But anyway, he's the IBF flyweight. His titles have been IBF flyweight, WBC bantamweight, WBO bantamweight, WBA super bantamweight, WBO super bantamweight, the IBF super bantamweight, and WBA featherweight. Okay. He was one belt short of being undisputed at super bantamweight. He had the WBA, WBO, and the IBF. Okay. But he didn't get the WBC. Okay. Now, Nonito. Now, he perhaps unfairly caught in Manny Pacquiao's shadow. He's a great champion in his own right. He calls himself the Filipino Flash. And he's created his share of boxing history. Like I said, 4-weight world champion. 5-weight, bantamweight, super bantamweight, and featherweight. 3-belt unified at super bantamweight. And winning titles in 3 different decades, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. He became only the 6th boxer to achieve that feat in history. Evander Holyfield, Eric Morales, B-Hop, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd. Okay. That's some great company to be in. And Nonito Donaire. His titles in 3 different decades. Now, he had a 30-fight winning streak over a 12-year period. It was ended by Guillermo Rigondeaux. Okay? Nonito Donaire. Next guy is Kosai Galaxy. Here's Kosai. Oh, shoot. Just turn the chat off. I got to see what's happening in the chat. There it is. It's back. Kosai Galaxy. Okay, there's Cosi Galaxy right there. Now, Cosi Galaxy, he had a 11-year career from 1980 to 1991. Fought his entire career at super flyweight. Okay, he had 48 fights. He only lost one, 47-1 with 41 knockouts. That's not too bad. And he fought his entire career at super flyweight. Okay, and he had the WBA super flyweight title. That was his only title, WBA super flyweight. Okay, now he's from Thailand, and he had vicious power. Okay, and he won his title in November 1984. He stopped Eusebio Espinal in the 6th round. He made 10 successful title defenses, okay? And he retired as champion after his last fight in December 1991. Ring Magazine named him in the top 20 of the list of 100 greatest punchers of all time, okay? And he fought at super flyweight, okay? 115. And he's number 20 on the Ring Magazine's list of 20 greatest punchers of all time. Okay? And they also made him Thailand's #1 pound-for-pound fighter in history. And he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, first ballot, 1999. And he remains a hero for Thai fight fans to this day. Okay? Let me do something real quick. I didn't tell you Nonito Donaire record. Real quick. But next is Gabriel Flash Elodie. Okay? Another one of them great Filipino fighters. One of the top 3. Pancho Villa, he was the first Filipino champion, first Asian champion. Him, Flash, that's Flash on the right. Flash Elodie and Manny Pacquiao. I would say the top 3 Filipino fighters ever. I'm trying to see Nonito Donaire's record. I can't leave that standing like that. I told you everybody else's record. Not Monito Donaire, Nonito Donaire, Cass. Okay, then we're going to talk about Flash Elodie. Gabriel, his nickname was the Flash. So was Nonito Donaire, was the Filipino Flash, right? Flash Elodie was just the Flash, and Flash Elodie was the Flash first. Flash fought way back in the day. Okay. It's not trying to tell me Nonito Donaire's record, though. Yes, it is. Oh, I was right. 42-8. That was right. He had 50 fights right now. 42-8. Okay. Now, Flash Elodie. Get the chat back up. I gotta know what's going on. Who's coming in and out? Are we gonna get to 40 likes today or what? We got 20. We halfway there. 20 more likes. I don't think we're gonna get it today, but my record is 34. Flash Elodie. Okay. Now, he fought from 1951 to 1971, a 20-year career. Bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight, and lightweight. He won 89 fights, lost 27, had 2 draws, 33 knockouts. He held titles at WBA super featherweight, WBA super featherweight and WBC super featherweight, okay? Now, he was nicknamed the Flash because of his speed and skill, okay? And he was a star of the super featherweight division. He first won the lineal championship in 1960, way back in 1960, and he won both the WBA and WBC first champion for both of those sanctioning bodies at super featherweight. Okay, 130. First champion ever for both those sanctioning bodies in 1963. Okay. The WBA came in the WBA came in 1921 as the NBA, but it became the WBA in 62. And the WBC came in 63. The super featherweight was just being created around that time. He was the first champion for both of them. Everybody smashing on the light. Appreciate it. Okay. Now, he lost his title in February 1964 to the great Carlos Ortiz in his second defense. But he became a 3-time champion 5 months later. And then he made 10 straight title defenses over 7 years. And that's a super featherweight record, by the way. Now, he was the third Filipino to be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He is recognized by the WBC as its greatest ever super featherweight fighter. Wow. And here's the first Filipino and first Asian to ever win a world championship right here, Pancho Villa. Now, if Manny Pacquiao's not the greatest Filipino ever, it's him, Pancho Villa. Okay? Tragically died at a young age. Okay? Asia's first flyweight champion, first world champion, period, out of Asia. He only fought 6 years because he died he had some kind of tooth infection that killed him. 1919 to 1925. If it happened nowadays, it probably wouldn't have killed him, but they didn't have the technology back then that they got now, you know. And he fought his entire career at flyweight. It's getting late. I'm trying to get them all in, but I still got to slow down. Okay, entire career at flyweight. Had 85 total fights in 6 years. 85 fights in 6 years. Now, his career was cut short by his death, but he still had the career of like 3 fighters in today's boxing. Okay? He had boxers fight 15 years now and fight like 30 times. This man fought 85 times in 6 years. He won 77, lost 4, had 4 draws, 22 knockouts. Okay? And he was a champion at flyweight. That's regarded as one of the greatest Filipino fighters in history. And he might have gone down as one of the all-time greats had tragedy not struck. Okay? Active between 1919 and 1925. The first to win a world title from Asia and Philippines. He defeated the great Jimmy Wild in June 1923. Now, he made several successful defenses of his title, but the exact number is unknown, okay? And he fought 18 more times after he won the title, and then he stepped up to bantamweight. Unclear how many title fights he had at bantamweight, okay? Then he went back down to flyweight. And that was the last fight of his career. That was a fight with Jimmy McLaurin in June 1925. Now, earlier that same day of that fight, he had an ulcerated tooth extracted. And a few days later, he died from an infection that had spread to his throat. Okay, he was only 23 years old. And just like the profile last week, I can't remember who's the profile on last Friday. He died. Salvador Sanchez died at 23 in a car accident. Those two guys, ain't no telling what they could have been, because they're both still in the Hall of Fame. Still thought of as legendary. This man died at 23 and thought arguably the best Filipino fighter ever. Salvador Sanchez died at 23, arguably one of the greatest Mexican fighters ever, arguably one of the greatest featherweights ever. So just think if their careers hadn't been cut short. Okay. Flash Ellerday. Next is Seferino Garcia. Here's Seferino. on the right, bending down there. There's Thomas Hill. What's up, Thomas Hill? How you doing today, Mr. Mayor? This is the best, greatest, the history of boxing in Asia. Thomas T. Hill in the building. Hashtag JBT. The mayor of YouTube. Taking time out of his busy schedule running this whole community to come listen to Cat Sports the Box Story. That's where I got my nickname, by the way, from Thomas Hill. That great nickname, the Box Story, courtesy of Thomas Hill. And he also gave me the nickname, the guy that ducks the Old Timers show on Sundays. Yep, that's me too. Thank you, Thomas Hill. Okay. Severino Garcia is next. Oh, Lord, my big fingers that hit the thing. I'll get it back in 1 second. Bear with me. Everybody ready for that big heavyweight undisputed coming up Saturday? Who y'all got? I got Fury. I just don't think Usyk's going to be able to overcome all that size. Man, I just don't think so. Severino Garcia. He fought 22 years, from 1923 to 1945. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey, in the building. What's up, Ray Patterson? How are you today, sir? Good to see you. History of boxing in Asia. History of boxing in Asia. 10 away from my record of 34 likes. 12 away from my record, 18 from 40. We're trying to get 40. I don't think we're gonna make it today. Can we get 30? But and what's amazing about this guy, 22-year career, and he fought all 22 of those years at welterweight and middleweight, 2 divisions. You would think 22 years, he would have went through 3 or 4 divisions, but no, welterweight and middleweight. Now, he had 165 fights, okay? He won 121, he lost 30, had 14 draws, 77 by way of knockout. And he was the world middleweight champion, too, okay? Okay? Severino Garcia. Now, while the majority of Asian boxing greats operated in the lighter division, Garcia was something of an outlier in that he made his mark firstly at welterweight and more prominently at middleweight, okay? And his career spanned, I told you, 12 years from 1930 to 22 years. Wait a minute, excuse me for a minute. Yeah, 22 years, excuse me. From 1923 to 1945, okay? And 165 fights, like I told you. His 121 wins are the most by a Filipino boxer in history. And he's the only fighter from the Philippines to win a world title at middleweight, okay? Way up there at middleweight. Now, he's also credited with inventing the bolo punch, you know, the bolo punch combines like a hook and an uppercut, bolo punch. Yeah. And it was later adopted by such great fighters as Sugar Ray Leonard and Roy Jones Jr. He was also the first Filipino fighter to be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Okay. He went, one of the first, because he went in with the Old Timers group, 1990 when it was formed, right? Inaugural year. In the Old Timers category. Now, here comes the Fighting Geraldo. I like his nickname. His name is Masahiko, the Fighting Geraldo from Japan. That's a nice nickname for a boxer, isn't it? That's the Fighting Geraldo on the right of your screen. Oh, 10. I thought that was 19. I never say 19 people in here. It's 10, but that's good. Now, he had a 10-year career, 1960 to 1970. He fought at flyweight, bantamweight, and featherweight. Had 62 fights. He won 55, lost 7, 22 knockouts. And he fought at flyweight, bantamweight, and featherweight. Had titles at all three. WBA at flyweight and bantamweight, and also WBC at bantamweight. He didn't get a title at featherweight, excuse me. WBA at flyweight and bantamweight, also WBC at bantamweight. Now, his career went exactly from 1960 to 1970, right? Two-weight world champion. And he got his first title in 1962 in his 28th fight. He knocked out Pone Kingpech, okay, in 11 rounds. And he lost the rematch 3 months later, okay, because they always had rematches back in them days. Okay, and he made 4 successful title defenses, including in a rematch. This was up when he went up to middleweight with Joffrey, with and I got ahead of myself. Yeah. Well, he went into the Hall of Fame in 1995. I'm trying to get to Manny. It's getting late. In the Hall of Fame, 1990. 1995, excuse me. And as of 2023, he was the president of the Japanese Boxing Federation. Okay. Chris John is next. I didn't know this was going to run this long. Chris John, he was the dominating featherweight champion. Now he fought 15 years, 1998 to 2013, fought his entire career at featherweight. And he had 52 fights, and he only lost 1. He had 48 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws, 22 knockouts. And he was the WBA featherweight champion. He was a dominant featherweight. He's from Indonesia, okay, not known for boxing. He held the WBA featherweight title for 9 years and made 16 successful defenses. It made him the longest reigning featherweight champion in history. Okay? He first won his title in June 2004 with a decision victory over Osamu Sato. That was a very notable win. No, his most notable win was against Juan Manuel Marquez. Okay? Called himself the Dragon. And his run ended in December 2013 with a 6-round retirement defeat to Tempewe Yeka, after which he announced his retirement. It was the only loss of his professional career. He was Indonesia's 4th ever world champion and arguably the country's greatest. And his first loss was his last fight. Isn't that something? First loss of his career was his last fight. D for the win in the building. What's up, D for the win? History of boxing in Asia. Winding down now. Let's salute D for the win in the building. Great to see you today. Okay, next is who's next? Did I change the screen? Next is Manny Pacquiao. Last but certainly not least, Manny. I got him in. There's Manny. On the right. Everybody know who Manny Pacquiao looked like. One of the greatest fighters in history. The Pac, call himself the Pac-Man. Okay. Where did he go from 1995 to like 2021, I guess? Or was it, when did he fight Keith? Ugas. That was his last, 2022, right? Ugas? Yeah. So he had a 27-year career. Was that 2022? Flyweight, super bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight, junior welterweight, junior middleweight, 8 divisions. Started from flyweight, 112, went all the way to junior middleweight, 154. Okay, 43 pounds. Now Hearns went up more pounds than him. Hearns went up 50 to Hitman, but see, Manny was going through weight classes only like 3 pounds apart. Hearns was going through weight classes more spread out. That's why Manny got more weight classes. But Tommy went up 50 pounds. He went from welterweight all the way to cruiserweight. Yeah, welterweight to cruiserweight. Okay, it's over 50, something like that. Anyway, Manny had 72 fights. He won 62, lost 8, and he had 2 draws. Okay, and Manny had 39 knockouts. And Manny won titles in all those divisions. You know, got the record 8 division world champion. And they called him Asia's greatest boxer. Now, if Pancho Villa wouldn't have died practically at 23, I don't know, Manny. Because Pancho Villa is in the Hall of Fame and all of that. He only fought 6 years. And the man had, what I say, he had over 100-something fights in 6 years. Right? So, if he hadn't had that tragedy and died, I don't know, Manny. But yeah. Manny, Asia's greatest boxer. One of the greatest fighters in the sport. Period, okay? His records in a... Said, oh, snap. Bear with me for a minute. I got to get Manny in. All the way back to the top. But Manny is last. Manny is last. Yeah. Who was it? Oh, Al Booker said he'd watched the press conference. I'm going to watch it after that. I didn't know they had it already, but yeah. They usually had the stuff doing my show, you know, everything. It's okay. Everybody came in afterwards, though, and I appreciate it. I'm trying to get back to Manny. Don't leave. Here he is, Manny. Yeah, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. 8 division, the sport's only 8 division world champion. He won 12 major world titles. And remember, in 2019, at the age of 40, he became the oldest welterweight world champion in history when he beat Keith. Hadn't been for that first round knockdown, though, I don't know if Manny would have won that one. Because Keith was on him. It was a very good fight. Very good fight. But he stayed around too long, and he ran into Ugas, you know, and stayed around the fight too long. Now, he was involved in several career-defining rivalries. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez, stayed around one too long against Juan Manuel, too. He should have left that at a trilogy because that last fight was bad for Manny. That fourth one. But he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, Eric Morales, Timothy Bradley Jr., the biggest robbery in history, that fight they gave to Tim Bradley. Marco Antonio. I think when they announced the decision, it looked like Tim Bradley said, "What? Me?" That was crazy. Marco Antonio Barrera twice. And when he hung up his gloves, his place in boxing history was firmly secured. I don't think it's in the Hall of Fame yet. It hadn't been long enough. What is it, 5 years? I think Manny went out in like 22. So he got a few more years before he eligible. But yeah, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. If Manny's not going on the first ballot, it shouldn't even be no Hall of Fame, you know. But that's it. There you have it. History of boxing in Asia. Now tomorrow is Profile Day, and the profile this week is the Big Bear, Charles Sonny Liston. The big ugly bear to Ali, and I call him the Big Bad Bear. But officially the Big Bear, Charles Sonny Liston. Very mysterious figure. And like I told you earlier in the show, George Chuvalo scheduled to fight him like 1970, around in there. And when they signed that fight, they found out later Liston had already been dead for a week. Nobody knew. Yeah, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. It's going to be a very good one. Don't miss it. You'll be doing yourself a disservice if you miss it. The Void's coming up next. It's Thursday, so no 8 o'clock hangout this again. But with the Friday night hangout will be back tomorrow. Yeah, I missed them 8 o'clock hangouts. Friday night hangout tomorrow. And we still got The Voice and the Rise podcast tonight. Who knows? The Unboxing News might decide to come on the air later on today. Or Casual's Corner with Ant McQueen. So turn on your notifications and hit all. You want all that fire content coming from them channels. With all great JBT channels. Just boxing talk. Y'all. That's all. JBT. And remember the Boots fight. July 13th. That's the meet and greet for the JBT in Pennsylvania. Philly, Pennsylvania. Got y'all tickets yet? I can't talk because I don't have one. How much you want to sell me that ticket for, Al Booker? Huh? I guess you can still get them. We'll find out though, but I'll be there. It's gonna be a fun weekend. A cookout, drinking, smoking. I don't smoke, but it's gonna be smoking. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Me and Miss Cass will be there. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow though, because that's going to be good. The Big Bear, Sonny Liston. He had 2 first-round decapitations of Floyd Patterson, and but he's most well known for the part he played in Ali's career. Tell you the truth. He went in. Ali was like 8-1 underdog in their first fight and went in, and not only stopped Liston, made him quit on the stool. And then the second fight, the Phantom Punch fight, where people sitting in the front row at ringside never saw the punch. Ali didn't even see it. Ali knew he swung, but he didn't hit him. Ali was telling him to get up. And there's a story from the first fight. Remember when something got on Liston's gloves and got in Ali's eyes? Now, Ali said the week of the fight, he ran into some guy, some little shadowy, shady-looking guy told him he had a substance that he could put on his glove and rub in Liston's eyes and help him win the fight. And Ali said he didn't want to win that way. So Ali said during the fight, he looked across the ring and saw that same guy over there in Liston's corner. Yeah. So Liston must have took the offer. Mm-hmm. That's what I heard Ali say this. He said he saw the guy that made him the offer, put the stuff in Liston's eyes when he refused the guy. He said the guy was in Liston's corner the night of the fight. That same little shadow, shady-looking guy. Yep. Mm-hmm. And Ali did get something in his eyes. Yep. But he moved, danced, and stayed away an entire round. And then the next round, he went to beating on Liston again. Made him quit. And did a lot of damage. What was it, like six rounds or something? Did a lot of damage to the Big Bear. But the Big Bear was a champion and a legendary boxer. We're going to find out more about him tomorrow on The Profile. Charles Sonny Liston. That's incredible, though, how they signed their fight with George Givallo and they found out the man had been dead for a week. So he wasn't going to do no fighting, that's for sure. But that's crazy. I appreciate everybody, though, for continuing to rock with my growing channel. It's decriminalized in Philly, up to 820 grams of that broccoli. Okay, I figured that. Decriminalized here in Maryland, too. Oh, I don't care. I'm good. Miss Cass be token. Sorry, Miss Cass. Your business out there, but everybody does it. I used to do it. No, I didn't. I experimented. Put it that way. I experimented. Who hasn't? But no, I drink lightly. But it's gonna be fun. Get to meet everybody. You know, we already know each other because, like I said, we talk 3 or 4 times every day, like we talking right now. Just not officially in person yet. Okay. You still got time to fly in from the West Coast, T Hill. You know, make an appearance. from California. Booker says, ain't nothing wrong with a little shum. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna get some. Yeah, I'll be at the fight and at the house. We having a barbecue. Yeah, they hardcore doing the cooking. I'm the backup cook. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody won't show up if they think I'm doing the cooking. Nah, I'm just gonna be eating. Okay, Miss Cass does all the cooking. I do all the eating. But yeah, JBT, we got another meeting Saturday. Anybody here to attend? Melanin Queen 27 is always there at every meeting. Yeah, I'm the treasurer. Haven't got enough money yet, for me to hit for the airport. I'm gonna go to I don't know where I'm gonna hide out at. I ain't gonna tell y'all put them peoples on me. No, just kidding. Yeah. But who did we have in the building today? Where did we end up on likes? Record is 34. I'm gonna get 40 one day. But we're growing. 22 ain't bad. We're growing. Like I say, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built, right? That's right on the money. Everybody has hit the like button. Beautiful. I got to get ready to call Jay Hardcore now. It was a hectic morning. He called me before the show, but I couldn't answer. I told him I was going to call him at 4:01 sharp. Okay? Let's see. D for the win in the building today. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Al Booger in the building. BN Boxing News. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT. Melanin Queen 27. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Just Do Boxing, The Voice. Coming up in 5 minutes. Let's Talk Fashion, aka Remo, hashtag JBT. We're looking forward to that big 3-hour season finale he got coming up. Mike Masick, Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. Thomas Morris, Coach Thomas Morris. The Mighty Rise Podcast, hashtag JBT. Trump was in the building, not Trump, Trump. Okay? And Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. The executive vice president of Cass Sports. She'll be at the JBT meet and greet too, okay? And she's the brains of the Cass Sports operation. All right. It's Thursday, right? Yeah. I'll get ready to say everybody have a good weekend. But tomorrow is the Big Bear. Charles Sonny Liston, don't miss it. I got a good one planned for you. But I'll see y'all in Just Do and the Rise Podcast later on tonight. Appreciate everybody. But anyway, everybody have a great day. Oh yeah, Mrs. Layton's gonna be there too. All right, we're gonna have a great time up there, man. Looking forward to it, man. Salute Tim Layton. Everybody have a great day. Cass Sports.